guys, tonight's episode is idea of Keisha's, because Keisha talked about, what's hot, different TV shows, what's going on, and that we never even talk about, like realistic things like girl talk, you know what I mean? What's going on? What's hot now? What is not hot? What's going on? I could tell you one thing, and I hate to say this because I think my eyelashes is beautiful, but if I hear another person say, take that bed off your eye, or, what is that on people's eye? I don't know why the eyelashes are so extreme now.
Yeah, I think
it's a lot of extreme things going on. I mean, I see people, I'm in my 50s and I'm struggling to put my glasses on, and my one contact lens for my little debilitated eye. But I don't know, your thing is out here and like down here and cover. I mean, I think that it looks good for like a photo shoot or something like that. But to me, I think you probably want to do some better judgment, because it's becoming really, really extreme. And I think what the part is extreme because I've been in the cosmetology world for over 30 years plus. And I know what has to be done to put that on your eyes, so the safety part is really the concerning part, because, under your eyelid is your oil ducts. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So when you start playing around with that, you can run into some real, real trouble. So that was just my little feed on that. But I know you guys probably pulled up something or thought about something, but what is hot? What is going on? What is hot going on right now?
Maybe I'm old fashioned. Maybe it's not hot. Maybe I'm just finding out about it. Sure. But I want to get microblading. Is that what it's called?
That is not, Keisha, do you know, remember I got my license in that? I used to do this for, when I was in Virginia, I used to do this for like Caucasian people and Chinese people. I went to school in Northern Virginia and got my certification for it. I had to go for 6 weeks straight. I don't know people doing the micro lessons, but I had to go for 6 weeks straight in Northern Virginia. And it's permanent tattooing. That's what it is. You know what I mean? I think that you should, it looks really good because it's only strokes. You see what I'm saying? But I think that if you get it, Celeste,
I should come to your house.
Yeah, you probably want to come to my house because I'm gonna make it look natural.
Yes.
I think that it can go a little bit too far where it's just too dark. It has to be a nice blended, because you still have hair. You see what I'm saying? I
don't have that much.
But when it's filled in, your natural hair that you grow is still gonna be visible. That's what makes it look natural. When you
don't grow.
So when you do the permanent tattooing, for that, will it keep it black or will the gray come in?
That will still come in because it's just tattooing the skin.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? It's tattooing the skin. And on top of that, let me just say this much. When you get that done, I know how you see people, like I have thick eyebrows and I almost got a unibrow because I just pluck. But you see how people bring it all the way into here almost and then like fade it out. Your eyebrow don't look like that. I mean, it don't look like that. Don't you want something to look natural? You see what I'm saying? So, and I will tell you, it's just like when the needle is a little different. It's like a 2-point needle, okay? And so you still cut through the skin because you got to go to the second layer of the skin so the color will penetrate. So I'm just saying, there's some numbing cream, but you're going to feel it. You see what I'm saying? So it lasts around 2 years. It does not last longer than that because this part of the skin is thin, so that doesn't really hold. You'll see a shadow of it, but you're gonna need to get it retouched. You're just not gonna be glam for 12 years, be 85 years old, and your eyebrows still. I think
I have a husband in 2 years. I think I can work it.
Okay, but that was a good one, Celeste. Okay, Keisha, you next.
All right, so what I looked up was lifestyle trends. What's popular? So fashion with comfort.
Fashion with comfort.
That's me.
That means you don't have to wear a Spanx no more.
Well, always gotta wear Spanx. Don't leave.
Well, know, being cute, but comfortable in it. Not
Cute
so
and
much,
comfortable.
yeah. Sustainability in home decor. And I was like, well, what does that mean? That means when you design something, they looked at the 2021 trend of being a minimalist.
Right.
Mhm.
And they decided to make furniture that has more than one purpose.
Correct.
Like maybe you have a
Oh.
bed and it has the drawers up under it, your dress,
Oh.
or have just something that has more than one purpose as far as furniture. So
That sounds good.
So
and
that
then
means
I
that
start-
means that hoarding, being a hoarder is out. So if you
Yes.
hoard,
so yeah, and looking around your space and trying to, declutter.
Hoarding
Mindful
has
eating,
always been out.
yeah, mindful eating, not dieting, but just having a conscious day-to-day effort of trying to put the best thing in your body at the time of what you're eating.
that one I want to put some quotations around, because I
Yeah.
think that helps people live realistically. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, because they were saying, when I was reading the articles, like not being on a diet, not going on a crash diet, but just as the moment, whatever you're eating, trying to make a conscious choice of having the best item that's in front of you, that's presented to you,
Right.
that kind of thing. And
I do that, but not for the healthy. I do that because I have a lot of internal issues, right? So I know that I can only eat so many gassy things in a day. So I'll make a decision based on that.
Yeah.
Like I could afford to have these potato chips, but I can't have no more of this type of thing for the rest of the day.
And see, that's mindful eating.
Yeah, it's just not healthy.
And you don't want to pay the price too. Just think about it. You don't just eat something, keep eating over. You want to be bust up with gas. I'm telling you, gas is probably the worst thing. You can't sleep. It's up to your neck. You know what I mean? You just suffering. I think that helps you not to eat the wrong things,
Yeah.
And you know what? When she says mindful eating, I think what people tend to forget as well, especially if you're eating something from the store that has a label, read what the serving size says. You can have your potato chips, but did you know that a serving of potato chips is only 13 chips?
That's it?
That's why I don't read it.
That's why I ain't gonna do that. That's
No, but if you're gonna
I don't read it.
But if you're going to do mindfulness, then what I'm saying is, if we actually went by what the serving of something was, we'd be surprised what difference it made. You can't eat the whole bag.
The service for them cheese doodles.
Okay, so I might do mindful eating. I might take the chips out and put it in a napkin and put the bag away.
That's
you eat out the bag, you eat the whole thing. So I
the whole bag.
But I ain't reading nothing.
But guess what? If you just grab 13 chips and put it on a napkin and you eat it, you'd be surprised. And all of that makes a difference.
I'm gonna grab as much as I can in one hand. I count 13.
I ain't say crush them. I said just grab some gently out the bag.
So Keisha, you had any more?
Yes. And people are now doing a holistic approach to their health. And so they're now looking at being healthy mentally, spiritually, physically, socially, and economically. So everybody's looking at, how can I save money? What can I do to build my wealth? What can I do to keep stress down? What can I do to just be healthy all over? So that's a trend.
That's huge though. That is really good. That's really good. The other day, it's funny you say this, because I didn't look that part up, Keisha. But I think that the other day when I was my husband was getting just some takeout from this place, and I kind of trying to move away from red meat completely.
Me too.
And I was just saying to myself, gosh, if you would have caught me like 5 years ago, I wouldn't give a crap. I want a big T-bone steak, but now I really take the opportunity. It's not portion control, like, you were saying, Chauncey, or things like that I really focus on. It's just focusing on what I'm really eating. You know what I mean? It's huge. Like, I was in the supermarket, I was like, why is these organic chicken wings $24? Like, wow, we're just in an era where you got to pay so much money to eat healthy, but you do have options to eat healthy and be healthier. You know what I mean? Because, what other choice do you have? So that's a really good one. Chauncey, what's hot?
What's hot? for me has always been what Keisha just said, sustainability, right?
Mhm.
So finding multiple purpose for anything and everything, right? Having less items in the house. I am constantly recycling stuff. We just
Okay,
had a
so I'm gonna
drive.
stop you. When you
Mhm.
say less items, are you talking about tangible things like, you know,
Tangible items in your home, in your room. One rule I use when cleaning out my closet, and it's been hard because of COVID, because we all wore very laid back, relaxed clothing working from home. But if you don't wear something 3 times in a season, you don't need it.
that's
Take
so
it out of the
true.
closet.
That's
Get
all
rid
my
of
clothes.
Can you come over here and help me?
That's all my clothes.
You know what I mean? So the thing is, then that means we have too many clothes, right?
Yeah.
And so my brother did this some years ago. I think it was Marie Kondo or someone else, whatever it was,
Mhm.
and learning how to be, living minimalist or
Yeah.
whatever. And so reducing the closet and only having X amount of pieces, 30 pieces in your closet. And then whatever you need to do with those 30 pieces, then you do it. I mean, I wasn't able to do that, but I was able to clean out and just, realize from there when it comes to eating. My issue is not overeating, so I can't figure out where the weight is coming from. But I found out that, it's my thyroid, because I know that I have a bad family history with thyroid. So I've constantly had to look out for it. And it finally caught up to me at 52 years old. It's now this issue, right? So I have hypothyroidism, right? So the underactive
I
thyroid.
had the other one.
You had the hyperactive
Yes.
thyroid.
Yes.
And so just little things like that, staying on top of my health, which I've always tried to make sure that I do, being in tune with myself. If there's a show I want to watch, I'm gonna watch it. I'm a huge Bridgerton fan, so I enjoyed the first
Oh, I
season.
love that too.
The second season was really awesome. And just on Friday, and I'm trying to pace myself, the last part of the fourth season of the Ozarks came out.
Oh,
And
I didn't look.
I love that too.
ever since.
Woof, woof, woof.
Okay. So, things like that, enjoying myself and just trying to take it day by day, spend some quality time with all the people in my life, and making sure that if I think about you, that I try to touch you in some way, call you, or, reach out, email or whatever, so that I won't be able to say, tag, I could have contacted them and I didn't, or I thought about them and I meant to call and I didn't call. And, I just don't want to be like, I could have and I didn't.
And you know what, Chauncey, you just gave an example of the next thing, which is prioritizing your emotional well-being.
And so as our listeners,
trend.
right, as our listeners may know, we recently had Pepper Greggs on, and the Inside Out experience, and they were talking about emotions and healing from trauma, and the actions and stuff that we can take. So I think that we've been pretty progressive here on this platform, and making sure that we are touching on these items and getting them out to our listeners.
Well, I think that I agree, Chauncey, 100%. I think that that's what's hot. Self-love and self-care is hot.
Mm-hmm.
It's hot. I mean, I think that sometimes people are just putting it out there in a way where it's trying to bring attention. I'll say previously they were doing that when it first started to become like a hashtag, self-love, self-care. If you look at it, it's like millions under that hashtag. But in reality, I think that COVID helped to really put the seal on self-love and self-care, because a lot of people started to suffer, and not just talking about the disease of catching COVID. I'm just talking about being isolated, like it didn't affect me because I like to sit alone, but and I ain't have to go into work, drive an hour and a half. That was like a bonus. But a lot of times, even like when talking to my kids were like going downward. You see what I'm saying? Like not having the interaction that they normally could, even if they're not like really outgoing people, just to have the opportunity to go somewhere, is freeing. You see what I'm saying? So self-care and self-love, I think that is hot now. You know, I think it's low tolerance now for being with a person who's self-serving. I'm going to just say that. Because if you're self-serving, you're going to go on blast and you're going to be, again, canceled probably, or whatever going to happen to you. But
we need to
we're
make
not
sure
going for that anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And knowing the difference between self-serving and self-love. See, self-care is not selfish, and it's not being
Go ahead,
selfish.
Celeste. Go on. That's Celeste Lawrence.
Okay.
Before you go any further,
It's so
Celeste,
true.
go ahead and put the quotations of Mark.
It's so true. No, it is true. So I'm listening to you ladies and I'm smiling because that is hot now. It's really hot. So I'm at work again, right? I'm working this job at the state, and they are so in tune to me loving on myself. You know, it's stressful, right? So I come in and everything's happening. I'm stuck in the traffic. I'm running late. I'm big on being late with them. So now I'm late. I'm stressed. I gotta get my coffee. I walk in the door and I just do like this, and they go, "She need 30 minutes." I go in my office for 30 minutes and I got the meditation music going, and I have to get my mind right. If not, the rest of my day. And I do it a couple of times a day if I need to. Like, I need to be okay to be able to navigate in this space. Otherwise, I'm just killing myself. Like, legit, the first couple of weeks, I was just the whole time. And I was like, why are you not giving yourself any self-love? Like, it's okay to say, I just need a moment. I just need a second.
That's what I'm saying. Well, I think that it's not being tolerated anymore.
But the kids do it, the millennials now.
Oh yeah,
I need a moment. I need a moment. I'm like, I get it. I get it now.
I get it.
To Keisha's point, I even eat consciously. I do not eat when I talk to other people. I want to eat. I want to taste every piece of salt and every piece of ketchup. And I just want to, I want to know I ate. You ever had lunch and you like,
when they say to have it when you eating to have an experience that you want to have.
Oh, I have experience. Yeah. Every one of them chips I have experience. I do. And I think that's so major. And you're right. It doesn't have to be a big thing and nobody has to suffer for you to have time for yourself. I mean, it's something small as that. I did it this morning. I said, I have 5 things to do, but I'm going to get my nails done first.
I know that's right.
And then I rushed through everything else, but I had to take that moment. Like, that's major. You know, I'm big on that. It's major.
But that's hot. What's hot? What's hot?
That's what's hot now.
So something else that's hot. What's hot going on, ladies? I'm gonna say sexual freedom is hot.
Oh yeah,
that is burning up hot.
That's sizzling and burning down the walls.
These people they is hot. You know, people is hot.
That is hot.
Before you used to have sexual freedom, but you kind of kept it to yourself. But there is freedom.
There is freedom. I mean, I scroll the internet and some of the stuff I see, I be like, and I think I'm probably more of an outgoing person and just let it out. But some of these people really let it out. Like, oh my God. I saw this guy, he put a post out about his girlfriend and having oral sex with her, and she did not smell good. And he intentionally put it out because wait a minute, I must look. He's put a post out that he has oral sex with his girlfriend, and she never. Let me back up. She never showers until afterwards. And his routine with her is like he likes to do it in the morning. So she has the overnight body. Well, I couldn't get a grip of that because I don't care if I in the morning time, I'm not smelling like a I don't know, potent.
Maybe she was working in her sleep.
But that's what he said. That's not my words, that's his words. Okay. And he said one morning it was really out of control. He asked her, did she want to take a shower? And she told him no. She'd take a shower afterwards. So he was kind of double talking himself because he said, basically, I love her and I love, that it displeases her so much. But I'm trying to figure out how I can get myself pleased because I don't think I can continue on. Just the topic of putting somebody out like that, I was like, well, maybe, there's other things, but it just said to me, this is where people are sexually free. They'll say anything, you know what I mean? They'll say anything that's on their mind, and basically they look for social media to be their therapist and answer their questions for them, because this was definitely put out on social media for a response. And I was just like, people are sexually free. They can care less about what anybody thinks of them. And I was like,
Really unapologetically.
unapologetically. Yeah. So like I said,
Okay, so I'm gonna double talk this. They are, but if you say something, then they got a whole lot of argument about it.
That's
Like,
why
if
I
you
don't think they're really sexually free.
Yeah,
I
if you're
agree with
sexually
Celeste.
free, you should be
Mhm.
okay with hearing some kind of opinion or yeah. So I
I
read.
think Hemi hit it on the head when she said there are other reasons as to why they're doing. It's not about the sexual freedom, because it could be a husband and a wife who we never even knew about that do this all the time. They just didn't tell nobody. So it ain't about the freedom, because the freedom is to do it. It ain't necessarily to talk about it and put it out for show.
Are they?
And that's different. You know what I mean?
I read something and it said something like, why is 30-inch so expensive? I'd suck a dick for a 30-inch right now.
what?
Shoot to my weight, shoot to my hair.
You know, that's mental illness. That's mental
Okay.
illness. I don't
So
give a
my
damn.
old ass
Look,
took
some-
about 15 seconds ago. A 30.
That's mental
Oh,
illness.
hell.
No, we can't keep putting everything on mental illness. That ain't mental illness. That's a hoe.
What was that?
She was being
no words.
honest. She was
You
being
should say you got no word.
Well, guess what? For a 30?
I can't even wrap my head around that. You know what I mean? Like, what
Well,
the hell
number
is
one,
wrong
I
with you?
can't, unless it grew out my scalp, I can't even imagine putting on 30 inches worth of hair. So that's
That's
just
probably
Down to
expensive.
your kneecap.
That must be expensive. It must be expensive.
but the thing is,
You can go to a firm and get payment plans. You ain't gotta be going around sucking penises for that. They do payment plans.
And you posted on the internet. It was posted.
because again, attention is so much attention seeking that we got to say the craziest thought that comes to our mind because it's funny, right? And so then now the person posted it because it's funny. But now some of us are looking at it because it's like, now, even if it ain't the person who posted it that's the truth about it, it's the truth about somebody out there, right? But it don't take 30 inches for somebody to say I'm gonna suck something or whatever, because some people do it for free. But but I'm just like, really?
That Celeste, that just who I don't know. I can't remember which one.
Well, I have no words for that.
What you say, Keisha?
I have no words for that, but I see that leads to a trend. This is not anything I read, but this is what I'm observing, is that you just put all of your thoughts out on social media.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever comes in your mind, you type it out.
Really?
And yeah,
Really?
and it's and express it.
And some
like
people
she
do it,
did.
and it right, and it's funny. They're doing it to be funny, but then somebody's taking it serious, and now they repost it with your name showing because you're the person that originally posted. But then your post was really just supposed to be joke. It was supposed to be funny. Now it done been reposted 11 million times, and now somebody think that this is really what you think. And so it's just kind of like, it's all just so out of control. And I'm just like,
I guess that's not what's hot.
Well, let me tell you what else is hot. Changing the subject. Quitting their jobs.
Oh,
Yes.
And
Yes.
no,
Yes.
nobody want to work. Nobody want to work.
they've been calling it the Great Migration.
I
They
don't
got
know
more
words.
businesses. What you do? I rent spoons. What? They got, I got that
that's
from
a
the
Martin.
TV show. Yeah, I got that from the TV show. They literally are quitting job. They can't find people to work. That's hot.
So what's not hot is not going into a 9 to 5, but creating your own thing.
The thing is,
hot
if
is
you
jumping.
if you can create it, I applaud this young generation for their
Yes, I do.
creativity, for having the audacity, the caucasity and audacity of being out on their own,
That's
doing their own thing. But the question is, are you really on your own? Because we all know we've all been business women. We all have businesses. We've done things. We know what the startup costs are. We know. So how can you do that and pay rent and or mortgage?
Because we
and or
paying their
pay a
bills.
car
Because we
And-
paying their bills.
Hello, hello. So even though you have the
That's
desire
funny.
and you're making that leap, and sometimes that successful person has had to do it more than once. But my whole thing is, you posting that you doing all of this and you going here and you flying here, but you don't pay no rent nowhere. Like, where they do
Don't
that?
pay nothing.
You don't pay no
Yeah,
mortgage.
you could
don't
afford
pay
to
no
fly, right?
You know what I mean?
That's
So,
what's hot, though. That's what's hot.
but then, and the question is, so what is your responsibility when you're living at home? Now, it's different if you got 10 roommates, y'all all split and y'all got this fly apartment that costs $3,500 a month.
Lord.
Like 10 of y'all taking turns to sleep up in that mug. But listen, that's what we did back in the day, right? It might have been, you might have 4 roommates, 2 people
Yeah.
in a room, or however many it was to make sure that you could meet that rent.
Yeah.
We was doing whatever we had to do so we ain't have to move back home. They're a lot smarter than us now because they ain't leaving. They ain't going nowhere.
No, they're not.
You'd be like, what I look like doing that? But the thing is, when do you say to your parents, you know what? I got 5 on it. I'm gonna help you out.
Oh, I like these song references. You let me think. I got 5 on it.
Listen, so that's hot to me. That young person that be like, Mom, I got the cable bill this month. I got the light bill this month. That's hot.
You're like, girl,
Oh, they ain't hot right now.
Thank you.
They
Just
ain't
don't pay
hot
my
right
rent
now.
and just don't pay my rent and just don't pay my mortgage because I don't want nothing coming out of your mouth. Like, I paid the mortgage last month. Now you got to get out.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we cover, I think we covered a lot of what's hot. Okay,
Sure.
what's hot? What's
Okay, what are y'all TV shows? What you watching?
okay? I'm watching Ozark.
Right.
Ozark is the bomb. It's
All right, I'm gonna have to write that down.
Bridgerton.
You got a good one? What one you got?
61st Street.
I was going to look at that, and I just said,
That is good.
What's that?
It's one. It's
on,
based in Chicago. Courtney B. Vance is the popular character on there, but it's how these worlds collide with police. They're corrupt, and of course you got gang, and then you got all these worlds just colliding on the street, and it's causing this boy, young boy, is an athlete who was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and it's get caught up, and it's a good show.
It's
It's
on
on
AMC. It's
Yes.
on AMC channel.
yeah, because it comes on. I think it came on after The Walking Dead.
It come on
And
tonight.
we own this city. If you
Yeah,
like
it
The
comes on
Wire,
tonight.
Yes, I saw the first episode. Good.
Which
I
episode?
haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen that
I
episode.
did. It's
That's
good.
what I'm gonna watch
It's
this evening.
good.
But, yeah,
What,
I
61st?
love The Wire.
No,
Oh, The Wire?
we own this city.
We own this
the
city.
Oh, we own this city.
Yes,
That's
it's
on HBO?
But the people who produced The Wire back in the
The
day.
Wire.
Well, just know
Yeah.
this, you guys. I have watched over the years a lot of TV shows, movies, everything. Y'all know I'm a movie buff, but The Wire is like the best show ever made.
It is. I agree.
The Wire.
I
I'm gonna tell you, The Wire and The Sopranos are my favorite.
I never watched The
The
Sopranos.
Sopranos is infamous. I'm telling you.
When The Wire,
Infamous.
that last episode, I felt like, you know how if you watch something really good and you get invested in the characters, I felt like I was lost. I binge watched it one summer and I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do?
That and Games of
That was
Thrones.
really good.
Games of Thrones.
Game of Thrones was really
Games
good.
of
But
Thrones.
still, not
I
bad
used to
as
be
The Wire.
on the edge of the seat, and then I tried to drag my brother into it, and I was like, it probably was like season 4. You know what I mean? I was like, you gotta watch this show. You gotta watch because
y'all.
it's another version of Game of Thrones coming out.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah.
is at the end of this year. But
Yes.
Oz was my show. That was my other show.
I'm not being difficult, y'all. Y'all know I don't watch TV or movies. So I'm writing them down so
You
that I
got
can
to.
see them.
But if you go start, you got to start right. Start with Oz and The Wire. If
The
you
Wire?
just catch up, because
At
Oz
least look at The Wire. Look at The
Yeah.
Wire. Look
I've
at The
seen an
Wire.
episode of The Wire, but not enough to be binge watching nothing.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, you gotta
no,
look
get
at that.
into it.
When you talk about Marlo and Snoop and Chris, and you gotta watch The Wire. So I know you don't have no time, but just take half a season on this weekend, by the time the end of the summer come, you will be done. So I'm telling you, you can do
And
it.
one other one that people sleep on, and I hope it comes back for a third season, but a Showtime show called City on the Hill.
I haven't seen that one.
That dog on Kevin Bacon can do anything.
He can. He's a really good verse actor.
And Aldous Brock, is it Aldous? Well, I forget his name. City on a Hill. But City on a Hill is so good. It's based on the early 90s in Boston. And it's such a good show. It's such a good
I
show.
may have glanced at it, but I'm
Aldous
gonna check it
Hodge.
out now. And it's on Showtime, right?
On Showtime.
I'm
And
writing this down. I'm writing it down.
So
Okay.
everybody else
Aldous-
listening, y'all write it down because this episode come out this week. So we gotta keep it hot. Keep it hot. So what is not hot?
What is
You
not
want to start with some TV shows? That's what not hot.
Okay, before we go with not hot, This Is Us is always hot. This is their last season. You got to catch up. It's just a good show.
Yeah, that's a tear jerking forever show.
Beginning to end, forever.
Yeah, they did a
But
really
not
good job with This Is Us, though. They did a really good job with it.
I couldn't watch
Dynamic
it.
writers.
I could not
Dynamic
watch
writers.
it.
Really, it's good. It's a tear jerker, though, to me.
I didn't like. Finally finished it. I did not like the documentary about what's his name? Yeezy. What's his name? Kanye.
Yeah, I didn't like it either.
I think it was good content. I just was
I mean, even though I'm just like, I'm just like over the whole Kanye, the Kardashians and all that stuff. I just kind of tuned out from that. But I think they could have did better with that documentary because Kanye, we have to give him his credit where credit is due. I think they could have put in a lot more meat into it. And, to me, I thought it was okay, but I think that they could have went a little bit more into levels, especially when the relationship with his mom, I think that wasn't touched on really to the point where it should have been touched on. Because the fact of what she is to him or was to him, excuse me, is so greatly influencing him still to this day. You see what I'm saying? So I agree with you. I'm gonna tell you one show now. I hope y'all just like start wanting to beat me in my head. The First Lady. Did y'all look at that yet?
Yes, I have. I like. I
don't.
that show.
I do not. I just think that the reason why I don't like it, I think it's true to form. I just hate Viola Davis doing these facial things that Michelle Obama wasn't looking like.
But really, Kim, getting past that, she tried to embody. I mean, she does put her hand like this, and her mouth does go like that. But she did it, and she exaggerated it too much.
Yeah.
But get past that and just get to the content of what
I can.
Yeah, but get past it and get to the
because
content of what they did.
Yeah, because she's not Michelle. I think that's
she's not Michelle. That's why they hire actresses to be like Michelle. And I think it's not giving Michelle her credit because it looks too angry. It looks, the facial expression she's doing, she looks too, that it's just too much. I mean, you know who I thought would have been a good one? The one who played Aunt Viv in Bel Air. I think she would have been
she would have. Yeah.
She's too old.
Yes,
she's not too old if she's an old woman. I think she's too old to play Michelle.
I'm talking about Aunt Viv.
No.
On the new Bel Air
episode.
On the new Bel Air.
Bel Air.
She would have been perfect.
Yeah, she would have.
She would have been perfect. Because even think about, that's another show we forgot to talk about, Bel Air. That's the hot.
Is that good? It's good?
It was so
good.
Excellent. But I think that would have been that's just my choice. So
of course, Power, y'all.
Power, Power. The Power series just got me. I'm just gonna tell you, I'm just a Power.
All the Power series.
But I let it go after the first Power. I'm
like, my God, you just give me so much. Oh my God, Power.
I did watch the one. My kids got me to watch the one about the guys in Detroit.
Yeah.
Black Mafia family. I
Yeah.
did. That's
That
why I
was
couldn't
good
do
too.
Power.
I'm
'Cause I
waiting
was like,
for them to come back.
it was just too much. I was like,
Wait,
okay.
you don't watch TV every night?
I think I look at TV every day. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
like my dream.
Just
Like
a
if I was
Saturday,
if I was an alcoholic, it would be the TV. You know what I mean? So that's
Yeah.
like my getaway.
That's my relaxation.
Yeah, that's for me to get away from the world.
And I tell you that maybe my son, well, I'm gonna say all of them. My son has a TV to play games. He plays games at 35. But my daughters, even when they were growing up, they never had a TV in their room, and they don't have one now.
Well, I think my
crazy.
son, he doesn't look at TV shows, and he looks at probably documentaries and
That
things
they
that-
are looking, yes. that's
Yeah.
And so many of them stream. Streaming is huge. That's what's hot. Streaming is hot. And if you have a streaming service, that's what's up. So
Do
now
you call it streaming when you be using your mother's cable over the internet? That's what you call it, streaming? Because I paid for
That's
it here, and they
That's
use the
hot
icons on their computers. That's what you call
But that's
streaming?
okay. The companies are getting ready to stop that one.
That's
It
streaming.
won't be hot for long.
Oh, okay.
No, that won't be
Okay.
hot. That's gonna be cold.
That's gonna be
Because
cold,
they
yeah,
cut
that's-
down
see, my
people.
whole thing is, how you know? How you know? Well, you gonna tell me my IP address ain't right?
That's how
But
they
if
gonna
I
keep
ask-
people. It's gonna force. What I think it's gonna do is, this is just my techie mind. That's how it's gonna work, because you the IP tough location. You know what I mean. Your IP may rotate for safety purposes. Y'all know this, never the same. So it rotates for safety purpose, but they can pinpoint where you're at. I think what it's gonna make you do is kind of force you to sign out. You see what I'm saying? And you know how they send codes and stuff. I think that's where we're gonna start getting people. You know what I mean? Where if you can tell your son the code or whatever, but the code is gonna be distinct for a certain amount of minutes or something like that. And it's
Like they
gonna
already
catch
do.
people. Yeah,
Like they
it's gonna
already
catch
do.
them. Like
But the-
somebody has my Hulu account, right? Not my family member. Somebody had my Hulu account number, and they were on here because you know how you can see the platform of me, Joey, Jose, who that person over there. You know what I mean?
Wait a minute, and they added a profile?
They added a damn profile. So I was like saying, you know how you just recommend, did I give it to my sister? Did I give it to my brother? You know what I mean? That's not their damn initials. Like, what the hell is that? So I had to get in touch with Hulu, and they had to like kind of shut it down. I had to change the password. Like, but yo, somebody that brazen can just put on the platform like, hey, I'm in the family too.
Create a profile. And listen, and it's hot, but it's illegal. But they said on the news the other day, people stealing your food account information. They be ordering food from your account. And I get a text message twice a day, every day for the last 3 weeks saying, oh, here's your Starbucks code. I'm like, I didn't ask for a Starbucks code.
Oh my God.
Oh my
Now,
God.
anybody that know me know how I do about Starbucks. So I'm like, y'all trying to hack my Starbucks account.
Now that's convenience is hot.
Listen,
Being-
it happened to me with it was my credit card, and I thought they got my credit card, but it wasn't that they got my credit card. They got into my Panda Express account and ordered delivery in Maryland. And I kindly called the credit card company first because the card was attached to the Panda Express account. And thank God I get the text messages every time a purchase is made. And that's what alerted me. I got the text. Did you
Somebody
make
getting
this
some
purchase?
Chinese food. Shame on these.
And I was like, no, I did not make this purchase. So then I had to call Panda Express, and then I had to change my. I'm like, Dad, y'all hacking food accounts.
Hacking food. Well, I should highest food costs. I see how people.
And they were like, oh, well, it's because of COVID. Yeah, but y'all got all that PPP money, so y'all shouldn't be hacking nobody's account. Y'all got money.
That's
they
not
getting ready to go
hot,
to jail. They
people.
trying to eat
That's
good
not
before
hot,
they go to
and don't
jail.
do it.
Wait a minute.
That's
But
going to
getting
jail.
ready to go to jail ain't
They
in
going to
jail.
jail.
So where your
Oh, don't worry. They may not be in jail yet. They getting their asses going to jail. They going to jail. So if you
Y'all
was
going
last
to
year, you was last year on Instagram like this with all your money flashed like this. Next year you gonna be like this.
listen, you got your PPP. Now you're going to prison for $10,000. Like,
Why did they
$10,000.
think that they were going to get away with that? I don't understand.
Well, let me just say this.
understand.
One
I
thing
don't
about the
understand
government,
how
they may not catch you
teenagers-
immediately, but they're going to catch you. It's
my thing is,
slow.
how are teenagers and people in prison getting PPP money?
I don't know, because like, I mean, I have a legitimate business and I didn't even think to do anything like that. Cause I was
I
like,
tried with my
no.
business and I couldn't get past the first 3 questions. They were like,
Right.
you're not eligible.
Fine.
The world, like that's some crazy mess.
Yeah.
But okay. Well, I guess we touched on what's not. So we had a lot
Well, I
of
got it was well, see, the thing is we're saying was not, but I
what's
think
not
it was
hot, Chauncey.
that.
What's not? You could say it.
No, it's hot. Well, it was hot, but what they did wasn't hot. But did you know watch Abducted in Plain Sight?
No, what's that?
Is she back to TV?
No.
She's a TV guru. Wait a minute, but I might have seen it. Can you
Netflix.
tell me, because I tell you, I look at everything.
Listen,
I'm like that. I got everything lined up.
I'm gonna give y'all some more documentaries, but this one was a documentary called Abducted in Plain Sight.
I'm writing
And
it down.
today, I still want to fight Bob and Jan and be this man ingratiated himself with the family next door, fell in love with their daughter, who was 9 at the time, kidnapped this girl.
I wouldn't like to see that.
No. Mm-mm.
No, listen, kidnapped this girl and took her. She thought that the aliens was coming for her, but he kidnapped her twice, because when he did it the first time and they called in the FBI, he got away with it. Of
What?
course, this is 1974.
Okay, well,
But they're coming back and they're telling a story. But the man seduced the mother and the father, was coming in their house and sleeping in the bed with the daughter, and then bringing the daughter over to his house with his wife and her and his family. It is, when I tell you, it's the crazy. I was so
I
mad.
don't think they should have that on TV today, because guess what? There's
Listen.
already enough people doing
Listen.
crazy stuff.
You cannot.
Somebody
When I
get that
tell you-
idea and try to do that again.
no, ain't nobody.
Exactly.
I promise you, you could not even start doing something like this today. You already know that it was back in the day when it happened. But what makes it so crazy is that I'm like, how in the hell? Even the FBI was like, this is before there was stranger danger. Before we talked about, we know it existed, but it's before, as a society, we began talking about this stuff. But this man was really, and they got tapes of him talking to the therapist, how he tried to include other family members. It is the craziest story. And when I was looking at it, I thought it was some sort of satire. And I was like, what am I? And my dog, all of a sudden I start cussing. What? Oh, Mom, why are you? I'm like, I'm screaming at the TV, and my husband is like, why are you screaming at this? Because I can't believe this stuff is on. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You just got to watch it. Abducted in Plain Sight. It's Netflix.
I love that you're so passionate about your shows. It's making me giggle a little
She
bit.
got a whole line of we don't got no more time to talk about what's not. We have to do a whole new episode on what's not.
You know what? Everything goes now. Everything's hot.
But what's not hot? There's some things out there that's not hot, and we probably don't even want to know about it, because there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world. But everything we said today was like fun and pleasurable. You know what I mean? I'm a TV guru too, Chauncey, because I look for good shows and things like that, because that's my outlet, really. It takes me away from my day-to-day. So I would be highly upset if the TV didn't work. I'll tell you that much. If the TV didn't work, I'm gonna tell you right now, I would be highly upset if the damn TV didn't work.
Oh, that's right.
I just think about, like, when storms come, I don't want to be hot. Yeah, as long as it may come in the winter, I can warm myself up. But when the damn TV don't work, I'm telling you, if my brother Tony was on here, I'm telling you, he a TV guru too. And one day I was talking to him, and I think something happened with the cable, and you would have thought that a family member died. He was like, Kim, the TV not working. I don't know what's wrong. There's something wrong with the cable. We should be ashamed of ourselves to be so addicted to the TV. Celeste, you are blessed and in a good space to not be addicted to the TV.
I would like to watch it, but I'm just thinking so many other things to do. But I do every now and then enjoy a TV show. But
I
like
like
said, I
TV,
can't watch
I'm
it
telling you.
again in the next episode, and I can't do that.
I'm
I
a
think
creature.
that's where
I'm a creature of
streaming-
habit. I just can't
and
stop
see,
myself.
And that's why I like streaming, because when I'm able to stream and watch a show, even if I'm playing catch up, I don't have to see the commercials, because the commercials make me hungry. That's what make you go into the kitchen, grab something out the fridge, grab something out the cabinet. But when you stream it and you're able to watch it straight through, you don't have no commercials. Now you're just looking. Now you're not hungry. You might get a little thirsty. Other than that, you just keep on going.
It's a product of my mother and the conversation she used to have with me. She used to say things like, "That's an idiot box. Don't sit in front of it."
Yeah.
Right? She would say things like, because I stayed home 8 years raising my kids when they were little. And she said, and all you're going to do is watch these soap operas, and you're just going to be watching soap operas, and that's all women do, and they stay home. So I refuse to watch it.
Well, I think it was just 2 years ago. I stopped looking at The Young and the Restless.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. But sometimes those conversations get to you. So I always be mindful of the TV. Okay. Now, is the TV on in my house? Absolutely. The same channel. I think if you turn the channel, it probably would break. Because I just want noise. The TV has to be on for noise.
Okay.
And it'd be Martin.
Or are y'all like that? The TV has to be on all during the night while you sleep, and this all. I don't never. That's one thing I don't do.
No, it feeds your spirit when you watch it in your sleep.
Yeah, I need the black darkness.
But I do.
Thank you, Jesus. That's what I'm doing. I need Jesus be watching over me, not the TV.
Yeah, you can't watch TV in your sleep. They said that's bad.
Yeah, I have it on when I'm working from home. I do have it on when I'm working from home, but
I only have it on when Keith is like gone to Virginia to work from Virginia, because then my room is just too silent. Like, but the crazy thing is, it's just on because usually I'm listening to some podcast or something with my headphones in my ear, but it's just something visual on in the room. And my damn cat won't go crazy because I think my cat needs the TV on. Like when I leave out, I have to turn the TV on for the cat because she's gonna be hollering in here. So I just pray my TV don't go out, because that happened to me when I lived in on Kim Van Keisha. The TV went out. I was calling Keith at work. Do you know when you will be able to fix the TV? Did you order the part? Yeah, he was like, can I get home yet, Kim, and see what's wrong? I said, I can tell you it's the tube in the TV. He said, the TV don't even have tubes anymore. He said, I don't know, it may just not be worth fixing. I was like, okay. But when you gonna fix it? Because I don't want to go out in the living room and look at TV. I want to look at TV in my room. I said, can you bring the TV in the living room into the room? Because there ain't nobody needs the TV in the living room, because there ain't nobody.
That's what I don't do. I don't really lay in the bedroom and watch television.
Ooh, that's my
downstairs.
Well, that was a no-no. When I got married, the old lady said you never have a TV in your bedroom. The bedroom, you get watching TV.
Why you gonna get no?
Nah, the bedroom is for.
Well, see, that's why they have 11 million TV.
Yes,
that's why they have all them children.
I didn't have a TV in my bedroom until the end of my marriage. I was like, whatever, you can watch it.
Yeah, but that's why they had all them children, because it wasn't on television.
Yeah, that's right. You can do the same thing. You gotta be looking at.
Notice when television came around, couples started having less children.
I believe that.
Yeah,
but I come from the adage: when you go to bed, your bed is for sleeping, not for lounging. You want to lounge, get yourself a Chase lounge. But you want to go to bed, you get up, take clothes off, take a shower, and you get in bed.
I agree. And that helps with falling asleep too.
Y'all some old timey people.
No, but once you get in the bed, so you might not have trouble sleeping, but since your brain is conditioned like that, once you get in the bed, your
I have to
body
shut it off.
It's time to sleep. It ain't no lounge.
Because I get in the bed and my head hit the pillow, I'm asleep.
Exactly.
I go to sleep early because sometimes Kim will be texting at 6 something in the evening, 7. I was like, I hear it, but I was like,
oh my God, why did I tell somebody? Keith, I told Keith that I said Keith should go to bed like 7 o'clock. I
do.
Like my husband.
I said,
nobody go to bed earlier than Billy. Son still
what
be
time
up.
you gotta get up, Keisha?
See, I get up at 4 in the morning.
I get up at 4.
I get up 4 in my self-care.
I get up at 4 in the morning on Wednesday. I still go to bed at 10:30, 11.
I have to
So what do you
exercise
do
and
in the
get my
morning for
mind right.
self-care? You go to the gym?
Yeah, I have to. Yeah, I have to exercise. It keeps the stress level down. It gets my
Okay.
mind going, and I'm happier. So if I get
Yes.
some yoga in, I'm good. It really changes. So that's what I do, because I don't drink coffee. I
Pilates not
I
till
don't drink
7.
sodas. I don't do all that stuff. So
Well, I'll tell you, walking is my thing. If I don't get a day in, if I mean, I'm a avid walker, you know what I mean?
Right.
So if I don't walk one day, I feel like something is off. You know what I'm saying? Because it's really not just the physical exercise that I'm doing, it's the time where I can think and compress, and you know what I mean? So it really, it does everything to me. And y'all know I walk on rainy days, whatever, it don't matter, whatever. I just dress appropriately. But sunny days is the best because I feel like I'm just absorbing happiness and sunshine and stuff. Really, it is everything. I don't know if I could not stop walking. Please, Lord, let's keep my legs moving. Well, so walking is I feel you, Keisha. Exercise is
Pilates does that for me, but
Yeah.
it's not till 7 in the morning because I ain't taking no 6 o'clock class. I just not.
Yeah,
What you say?
They taking those 6 o'clock class.
What you say you do, Chauncey, in the morning?
I do Pilates, 7 o'clock.
Yeah, like
Well,
Pilates
I'm
too.
gonna double up on my exercise. I'm gonna walk to the mailbox twice a day.
I know that's right.
I'm gonna walk back to the mailbox and then back again. That's all
As long as you walk further than you walked the day before,
that's
are
all
good.
I'm gonna do.
That's
Whatever you do
Float your boat,
to
right?
give you mental relief.
That's the meditation.
That's what you need to do. If you meditate, then you need to do that. But okay, so in
But all
closing,
in love.
what's hot is self-love and self-care. We
Mhm.
got some bomb TV shows out, everybody know. And you know, taking care of yourself and taking care of your mental state is huge, you know.
Yeah.
So it's hot. What's not hot is bad eyelashes. I said that from the beginning. Unfortunately, I mean, if you choose to wear them, but you know, it's not really looked upon favorably now because it's going to the extreme. I'll just say the political world is not hot right now. I think that is just not hot. It's not hot at all. But I will say this because we have listeners. Whatever your political view is your political view. But please make sure you vote so you can express your political views. What's not hot is the dissension between people because of their political views. So that's not hot. And in closing, all of y'all go around and say something of hot or
It's not hot to suffer in silence and don't get any help. You know, it's okay to ask for help. It's hot to ask for help.
It's hot to ask for help.
It's not okay to suffer. It's not.
And you know, it's good you said that, Celeste, because guess what? It's not shameful to be, you know, it's not, you're not being shamed anymore. Let me say that when you're dealing with something, because guess what? In reality, we all deal with something, you know what I mean? You may not need to be a person that needs to have a support of someone else, but I don't believe that. I think everybody needs support, you know, even if it's your mom, your sister, brother, somebody, you need support. But being able to ask and talk to somebody is everything. So yeah, thank you. That's a good one. And you got another one, Celeste? Anything else?
No, that's the major one. I think if everybody took that into consideration, you know, they would just be so much happier, you know. You can eat 13 potato chips and not feel bad. You know, you can watch TV show. That's just major because there are people like myself who love helping people. So there are people here waiting for you to reach out to them for help. So don't feel like you can't get help. That's major for me.
Absolutely. Keisha?
Let's see. What's hot is choosing what's best for you. Prioritizing, just like we came up with examples of how we decompress and how we stress, we all do different exercises. So find what's right for you and make your trend.
Thank you, Keisha.
That's it.
Chauncey?
Find a buddy. Find an accountability buddy.
Ooh,
and something to bounce off of them, to a person that's not going to be a yes person. And so when you're not taking care of yourself, and they'll remind you that you're not taking care of yourself, or when you're not doing the right thing, they'll remind you of that, and you do the same for them. And so accountability partner, I think, is really important, and that helps with self-care. because you'll be looking out for them and they'll be looking out for you. And sometimes it's your spouse, sometimes it's your bestie, sometimes it's someone you might even work with. But I think that makes a difference.
Great. I think everybody had some really good points. So in closing, join us every Wednesday on the porch when we release a new episode. And join us on our social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So thank you guys for joining us tonight. I'm your girl, Kimmy, and joining me tonight is...
I'm Chauncey.
Celeste.
Keisha.
Everybody have a good week on purpose.